Hey guys, just updating my lawn again. So yesterday I used my leaf blower to dethatch my lawn because it had so much thatch, and I just, I'm on a budget, so I didn't want to go buy like a Sunjo, even though it's not that much money, dethatcher. Like I think they're like 120 or something like that, 140. So I just used my leaf blower. I saw it. Forget the guy's name on YouTube. He was dethatching like the Bermuda guy somewhere in here in Georgia, I think in Gwinnett or something. But thank you, big shout out to him. I'll put his screen name. I mean, I watched his videos too because he is Bermuda in Georgia, so I wanted to learn. But look how good it came out. I mean, before it was all thatch. I just went and put it right against the ground, and look at all that empty of thatch, just dirt. It's really looking better. I'm hoping. Oh, here comes the fire department. They're checking the hydrants today over here. They've been working on that, tearing up people's yards, putting new lines in. It's kind of a little loud right now, but they're doing a great job for Cobb County. Big shout out to Cobb County Fire Department. Actually, I'm backed up a little. Thank you, Cobb County Fire Department, for always being here for everyone. But back to the thatching as we wait for the truck to go by. Show you around. Still got so many anthills. Alright. They're gone. But anyways, before it was just all brown because, the weeds are dying and I had a lot of thatch. So I thought, hey, I need my Bermuda to grow, so let's get rid of this stuff to help it. Well, help the fertilizer get in there, help the water get into the soil, and help for the Bermuda to spread now that I'm killing all my weeds. Make it easier. So, let me just try to go. I know I use my camera. I move my camera way too fast. Honestly, it worked really well. Much better than I thought it would. It's just dirt everywhere. Before it was just all thatch. Anywhere you see dirt, really. Afterwards, I bagged it up with my lawnmower. I ran my lawnmower over it. And it sucked up a good amount. I think 1.5 bags full. So that worked really well. But let me give you an update. How my grass is going. Well, right now, I'm trying to see. What are these ant mounds? I treated it. I gotta get something stronger. I didn't really want to put anything like strong chemically on my lawn to kill the bugs, because my kids play on here all the time, and I don't want them to get, I don't know, sick or cancers later on in life. Not worth it for me. Beautiful lawn is not worth it for me. So I try to go as light as possible for everything. It's so cool in the morning here, when it gets in the 90s in the afternoon already. And it's September 22nd. Let's see if I move this way. But let's see, on the Spectracide note, it's working pretty well, I would say. I mean, my lawn looks all brown because that's all weeds dying. Okay, so let's look. I did put another, uh, like a natural, what do you call it? Weed killer. That stuff doesn't work. It killed some dandelions and a little bit of clover. Right after 2 weeks, I'm like, nothing died except for like just a few clover. But the spectricide seems to be working great. But this is like, I think I put it on the 16th and today is the 22nd, so this is 6 days. 6 days since I put the spectricide. The weeds are dying. They still have a lot of weeds. But if you look over here, let me try to focus in. You can see the weeds dying. Weeds dying. There's still some green. You know, it's not going to be as good as the other expensive stuff, but I'm doing this on a budget. Seeing if it works, how well it works. So people really get an idea, you know, if you don't want to spend a ton of money, or if you don't have a ton of money to spend, something simple is spectricide, weed control with, you know, crabgrass killer. How well does that work compared to everything else? I mean, and I have the perfect lawn because my lawn has to be like, I don't know, 70, 80% weeds when it first began. Now I only started, I think, a month and 1 day now. But you still see a lot of weeds. But it's still early. Still early. I mean, you see them turning little different colors. Tips. I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. If these are gonna die, or I'm gonna have to put another application. You know, I said this before in my other videos. Like, some of it's user error. I've never sprayed weed killer down with a hose. I did the hose, you know, it's a hose thing. And I don't know how evenly I got it down. Or maybe these weeds don't die from that particular spray. But I continue to stress it. And now you're beginning to see emerging from the depths of these weeds my Bermuda grass. The Bermuda has a nice color, to be honest with you. It has a really nice green color. I think the lime really worked. Then I put some, I went to Home Depot and I saw they had, you know, one of those little spray bottles of Miracle Grow. Just the, you know, the natural Miracle Grow for gardens. I know it's not the right thing, but it was just, you know, obviously cow manure or horse manure because that's what it smelled like. I just sprayed it on the lawn. I didn't, you know, I don't like to put, I mean, I guess the nitrogen, phosphorus, and that's not really bad, but I don't know what's in the salts and stuff and the additives. I just don't want my kids' skin are sensitive too. You know, they're little, they're 5, they're 8. So I try to use organic things, just natural. I know it's not going to push it as much. It's going to be a slow release compared to a synthetic, but this is what I'm into with my kids on the lawn, laying on the lawn, rolling on the lawn, touching the lawn, then putting the hands in their finger, you know, like little kids do. So I'm going the least amount, and I know the spectrus. I tried the non-chemical, and I know there's issues with some of the chemicals in spectricide, you know, crossing the whatever blood barrier into the brain. So I'm not gonna do too much of it. Same with all. I think most of the chemical-based weed control. But look here, my grass is peeking through. can see it coming up. See all the brown dirt too from you can see all these beautiful ant mounts that, jeez man, my yard is nothing but ant mounds and weeds and a little bit of grass just poking through. Yeah, see, some of it's still dying. See, it's starting to turn yellow, and then the weeds are turning brown, and then a little more damage here. Some of them have died completely and gone. I keep mowing it, trying to take the tops off. Well, you should really mulch it to keep the chemical down, but I had to dethatch. So yesterday I used my bag. But I'll go bagless, I think, one more time. Or maybe, no, I might use my bags for a little bit until the Bermuda starts growing in. I just don't want the thatch to slow it down. I'm fighting two battles right here. Trying to grow in my lawn and trying to kill the weeds so my grass can actually go to the spots, because it's so tight with weeds, or was so tight with weeds. You know, I was just gonna wait and try to just this year push my Bermuda, but you know, it's only been a month and it's the end of the season, so I had to do it quickly. And there was no room for the Bermuda to go because it was all weeds. And the weeds were shooting up so fast. They would seed like in a day. I had to go cut it again. So this is what a really, really ugly lawn being treated as pesticide looks like. When all this dies, I'm curious. Curious how my lawn's gonna look. Hoping. I know the Bermuda has fill in some spots, and it's beginning to fill in other spots, but it's a pretty slow process. Look at all that weeds over here, next to dead weeds, next to this Bermuda, and I don't know. Some more weed. This weed's happy over here. Oh, that's my shoe. It's not a weed. But this one looks pretty healthy. Beautiful green color. After I limed it, everything turned a beautiful green color. So lime really works. I mean, I had it for a couple of days before I decided to, after liming, you know, I wanted to lime first before I put anything down. So it helps with absorption. You should really lime. If you don't lime, you should really lime. Get a soil test too. I haven't got a soil test, but I'm going to next year before I start. See where it's at. They say you should lime at least once a year. I guess depending on your soil. And lime is really cheap. It's like $5 a bag or something like that. See that? See the way that wheat's dying? The leaves on the outside are still green. On the inside it's dead. Or dying. It's turned completely brown in the middle. It's Bermuda, Bahama, come on pretty mama. Anyways, let's walk up here. This, I have some other type of grass here. It's underneath my tree. I don't know who planted it there, but I think it's zoysia. Is this what? I don't know. We'll see. Let's see what's gonna happen. And down here, this was like 99.9 over here percent weeds. This section. It's a little shaded, so I don't know how well the Bermuda is gonna do. This is early morning, so the sun's not completely up. Let's see how well the Spectricide kill the weeds. Doesn't look that great. But this was all, I'm telling you, it was so tight here before. I didn't even know there was any Bermuda here, but I can see it now that it's, now that the weeds are dying, you can actually see the Bermuda coming up, looking better. See, the Bermuda here was brown because it was underneath all these weeds. And now that the weeds are gone, slowly turning back to green. Get that photosynthesis going, turning that brown green. Without a lot of sunlight, the grass can't process the energy properly with photosynthesis. So it'll get brown, and then if it doesn't get enough light, it'll just die out eventually. Be thin, it won't be strong. Look at that. That weed's pretty strong. And more ant mounts. Mounds everywhere. Disgusting. Weeds. Still so many weeds. As we get underneath my fig tree, you can see how lack of sunlight starts thinning out the grass. I need to mulch. I'm waiting for mulch to come. But down this hill over here, it doesn't look like a hill, but in my camera, but it's pretty steep going down this way. It all eroded. So I grew my weeds long to see how well that Spectricide or whatever weed control would actually kill the big weeds, because I said before, if you haven't seen my videos, but everyone says only the expensive stuff kills the big weeds, and maybe they're right, but some of the big weeds have died. I'll show you. Right. Oh, here's my onions again. See, look, before you barely could see the onions, chives, whatever it's called, wild onion chives. Now you really can see them. It does not work on chives. They're thriving. But then there was a big weed of big weeds over here. This one's alive. There was a big weed right here. I think I showed this before. Now that big weed is completely dead, but the one next to it still looks pretty healthy. So I wonder why. I wonder why. And they were both the same size. One died. The other didn't. Probably just missed it. This one looks healthy too. Let's see. I don't know. Are they dying, the big ones? It's turning brown in the tips. Brown tips, brown everywhere. This crabgrass right here Looks pretty happy. I don't want to fall down this hill. It's pretty happy. Is it dying in the middle? I think it's beginning to curl up. See all that brown inside of it? Down the middle. I think this kind of spectrum. I don't know anything about the grass maintenance or spectricide or anything like that, or lawn maintenance. From observation, looks like the weed control doesn't really necessarily attack the outer weeds, but it goes straight to the stem and roots. So what you're seeing is the outer leaves okay, and then the root system is being attacked. And that's why you see the middle dying first. It's the root system attack, you can't get the nutrients, I guess, and then it spreads onto the whole plant dies off. That's my take from just observing. Man, I gotta fall. Please. I ordered some dirt to fill this in the fall. When it's nice and cool, I don't have to die in the heat. Okay, here's another big weed here. Let's see, right here. Right here. Let me crawl down here again. Oh Lord, please don't let me fall today. Alright. It's like two of them. But they look pretty healthy. But if you go down to the center, you begin to see that yellow. And over here, this one, see? Down the center, you're seeing that yellowing, which I think that means it's attacking the roots. The herbicide's attacking the roots. So we'll keep an eye on this one. Let me mark it. It is next to this thing, a big nail. The one next to the big nail in that hole. That way I know where it is. I need to get some flags. Yep. We'll find out about these weeds right here. If they actually die. Eventually. Alright. Moving down this right here got all cleared out. This was all weeds here too. It looks like different weeds were here. Not that big crabgrass, I'm not sure though. Here we got some more crab. Looking beautiful. And I don't know what this